these are my bold predictions for the Tennessee-Chattanooga game. What's up first?
Coop here. First down.
All right, first down is this. Nico Iamaleava will throw for 350 yards in a half. I don't expect Tennessee superstar quarterback to play much in the second half, even though I do think Josh Heupel keeps his guys in there a little bit too long. I think he'll throw for 350, dominate. He'll go out there for the first drive just to go through that halftime ritual, and then he'll be out of the game. Do you agree or disagree with 350 yards in the first half?
I disagree. I'm going to go, that's crazy. I don't have Tracy Morgan next to me. So I'm sorry, Dave. This is why it's hard to do it the reverse way, but I'm going to disagree. I don't think 350 yards and a half is possible really with this offense, with the balance that they bring to it. And so I don't see him having 350 yards and a half I don't see him having that. I see him having 250.
You know what, though, kind of tipped me off when we visited with Rusty Wright yesterday? And he made a point to mention Tennessee's running game. So it sounds to me like he, of course, as a coach, he would be, but he's well aware that Tennessee runs the football. So he's an old school coach. And I thought about this last night. He would want to take that away first. We think Nico's a proven commodity, but I would want him to prove that. And I think they'll try to take the run away in the first half, and then they'll wear down.
Cooper Mays here. Second down.
All right, up next, it is this. 2 Tennessee tight ends will catch multiple passes, not just one, but 2. Ethan Davis and Miles Kitselman in particular will catch a couple of different passes, as you will see Nico begin to work the middle of the field. Ethan Davis, I said it earlier this week, is going to be the breakout player in this game, the guy that's going to blow you away.
Yes, this is an obvious one to me, too. I think Nico will work the middle of the field, but more importantly than that, they're going to pull him by the third quarter, and the backup tight ends are going to get involved. So, Dave, you said 2 tight ends. I think 4 tight ends could catch multiple passes in this game, if I'm being honest with you.
Well, I'm talking about real-time games. I mean, I see what you're saying, but yes. I mean, in the fourth quarter, there could be some dude that we don't know. We'll set the poll question. If you want to go ahead and set that on our YouTube channel, you can vote here momentarily. But first, it is what down, Coop?
Tennessee center Cooper Mays here. Third down.
All right, third down is this. Dylan Sampson will have 150 all-purpose yards.
That's a bold one. This might be the boldest one because they don't usually give the backs. I mean, there's so much of a by committee running back situation at Tennessee. No, I'm going under again. I just don't think he'll get enough touches to get to 150 yards. I'm going to say under. I could see him getting 100. I can't see 150.
I think he's one of 2 guys on Tennessee's roster that I feel confident has big playability, and that's Peyton Lewis, who I don't believe is ready yet, and I think Sampson is the other one to take one the distance. Now, Selden may be that, but he looks hesitant to the hole, which could be vision, could be whatever. The other thing that I think you're going to see Tennessee do in utilizing Dylan Sampson is I think that you're going to see him catch a lot of balls out of the flat, catch a lot of those little shifts into the middle of the field. So I think Dylan Sampson runs the football well, but I think he's going to be a factor in Tennessee's passing game too. As we'll get to fourth down, the show always represented by Banks & Jones. Go to banksandjones.com. Well, it's because they're Tennessee's trial attorney. You can play to win with Banks & Jones because they'll go to trial. You've heard of other lawyers. They say they'll go to trial and fight for you. They won't. They just want to settle. That's the easiest way out. Well, that's not Banks & Jones, led by T. Scott Jones. They won't settle. They'll go to trial for you. Tennessee's trial attorney. They play to win. Truly, Tennessee's trial attorney when it comes to criminal defense or personal injury. Why settle? It's Banks & Jones. T. Scott Jones. banksandjones.com.
Mays here. Second down.
Oh, Coop, what are you doing?
All SEC center Cooper Mays here. Fourth down.
There you go, Coop. Appreciate that. Fourth down on my bold predictions is this. Tennessee will give up 13 or more points to the Mocs. I think the Mocs have a good enough offense, and they'll have some innovative plays to score a real touchdown and then kick 2 or 3 field goals that are practically meaningless in the second half. I'll go back to what I said yesterday and alter it just slightly. My prediction is 35-7 at half, and then 63-13 will be my final score prediction. And I don't think the game's going to be at all close. Caleb?
I actually agree with this. I think they'll hit 13 or higher. I'm with you on the 63-13 or something. I think Tennessee will score in the 60s too. I think they'll do it for a couple of reasons. One, Chattanooga is very experienced at receiver. Okay, very experienced in their passing game, has a very good quarterback, very good receivers. Tennessee, while we think is better in the secondary, is still figuring some things out. I think that allows for at least, even if Tennessee secondary outplays them the whole game, that combination, Dave, allows for at least one busted play of some sort, right? In a game somewhere.
Would certainly think so. And let's be honest. I mean, this Tennessee secondary, Caleb, yeah, we think they're good, but we don't know they're good. We don't know their chemistry. And I don't think Tennessee has an elite defensive backs coach in Willie Martinez. Now, I think he's been hampered by a lack of talent, but I mean, other than what we've been told, we don't know that Tennessee's secondary is going to be markedly better than it's been in the past.
No, I agree. We don't know that. And even if they are, there's going to be some growing pains because of how new they are. And given how experienced Chattanooga is, I just think that lends itself to a busted coverage here or there, which I'm with you, probably allows a touchdown. And then I think it's going to be like what you saw a few years ago, or in 2022. Tennessee will be up by so much in the second half. They're going to pull everybody and play bear coverage, and they'll let Chattanooga score maybe a couple of meaningless touchdowns or field goals. I mean, I think Josh Heupel has enough respect for Rusty Wright to maybe let him score a couple of meaningless touchdowns in the end. Let's be honest, Dave. Heupel doesn't have the vendetta against Rusty Wright that he had against who was the UT Martin head coach, the one whose son committed to Alabama?
Oh, I don't know, but I think that's an interesting question if it comes down to it, and I think it's Josh Heupel's nature to tack on points, especially if he doesn't like you, Eli Drinkwitz. But I think it's his nature to tack on points just because he likes stats and he likes running up the score. Does he look at Rusty Wright or an in-state school any differently, Caleb?
I think he'll tack on stats offensively, but I think he'll call off the dogs defensively enough. I think that's what he does a lot of times. He wants to tack on the offensive stats, but he doesn't mind if he puts his backup defenders in there and calls off the defensive stats or the defensive guys and let them score late. I think he had it out for Jason Simpson, the head coach of UT Martin, for Jason Simpson's son, Ty Simpson, committing to Alabama. Look, I think Josh Heupel has a little bit of Last Dance Michael Jordan in him. I think he takes random things personally and gets very offended by personal things, just like for like the most menial things, and he uses it to just upset himself.
Oh, I don't think he has a little bit of that in him. I think he's got a lot of that in him. I think most competitive people are like that. You find little things to continue to motivate you. So, yeah, if he hangs 50 on Chattanooga, I could see him saying in his mind, 60 would be bad.